So who is the Google Pixel 4a for, right? We have the Google Pixel 6 and also we have the Google Pixel 6 Pro. And those phones are pretty affordable when you look at them compared to more expensive devices that we see in the entry flagship mid-range level, right? Now, for the longest time, Google was making phones in the entry level, kind of like mid-tier to, I would say, like just below flagship level. Like they would compete with Apple, they would compete with Samsung when it comes to the cameras and things like that. But when it comes to like the design of the phone and some of the aesthetics and everything like that, Google was trying to make a name for themselves when it comes to the build quality, some of the ways that it looked. Now, I think they did that with the 6 and 6 Pro, but you might be saying, well, who is the Google Pixel 4a for? And that's why I'm making this video. But it's your boy Serrano. If you're brand new to the crew and you're new, I truly appreciate you for coming through. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So right now I'm using my Google Pixel 4a. I've been using it for about more than 2 weeks now as my daily driver, and I got the Ghost Tech case on here. This device is absolutely crazy when it comes to value, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But this device that I've been using from Google, I actually purchased this about last year. It does have the 4G LTE model as well as the 5G model, and you know, this device will be extremely I would say useful for people who are looking to save a lot of money, right? So let's go on Amazon right now. We could even look at the price of the Google Pixel 4a, and I just kind of want to show you guys the price on this guy. The Google Pixel 4a with 5G, I see it here for $509, $404. You know, I got mine for $350, so that kind of just goes to show you. Let me see, it's not giving me the real price. This is like overpriced right now, because when I originally bought mine it was $350, right? So you can see right here they're selling the 4a for $520 on here. I don't think it's so they're selling it for $520. Okay. Well, I got mine for $350, but you might be asking yourself, who is it for? And I would say it's for everybody, right? It's got a really small feel in the hand. You got Gorilla Glass 3 on here. Android 10 was released, and then it got upgradable to Android 12. So it's a powerhouse when it comes to just like using this thing and operating it on a regular basis, because it's got the Snapdragon 735G inside of here, which is really capable of performing very well. You also do have things like your GPay, so you could use your GPay, make mobile payments. Everything is going to be on here when it comes to that portion. Screen recorder, Android 12. The new software is running on here, and I did talk about some of the reasons why you might want to wait if you do have a Google Pixel 4a to download the Android 12. But this is a really solid device for just taking pictures, right? Taking videos, anything like that. I was really enjoying this device. I still am, and I am expecting my Google Pixel 6 to come any day now. But make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. But honestly, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite devices right now in 2020, but I still have to get my hands on the Google Pixel 6. And like I said, this device performs without any slowdowns, any stutters. It's a 60 hertz display. It's a really beautiful phone to use, right? Because we have a lot of features that are still relevant. 18 watts fast charging. We also do have Bluetooth 5.0 on here, as well as the 4K 30 frames per second. And we only got that single firing 12.2 camera, which is it's kind of like a wide 27 millimeter camera, and it will perform really good, especially with the 8 megapixel on the front. And this device does have HD aptX. I'm trying to say aptX in HD, so you get really good sound quality from it, dual speakers from it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have all the latest updates right away because it is a Google phone, and you could use it globally. 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. So those, on a sheet of paper, that actually translates to a flagship device. In most case scenarios, it was actually a nice device. I would say because it has the A, it's actually considered a more of a mid-tier device, right? Because they have the Google Pixel 4, which is the flagship from when it first was released. But now the 6, the Google Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro are more so the Google 6 Pro is the flagship right now for Google. So that's pretty much the main flagship. But some of the phones like the 4, the 5, the 3, those were flagships when they came out. But this device still can compete with the likes of some of those phones because they have the same cameras. But we did get an upgrade on the cameras with the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, which is considered now the flagship phone. So if you're the type of person that likes to save money and not spend a ton on a phone or something, then this is still going to be pleasantly surprising to use. It's got that, like I said, we do have that small display with one-handed operation on here, so you can, you know, get to everything that you do so desire on here, like with the one-handed mode, right? It stays in that position for a little bit, and then I notice it does go back to the regular mode after some time. Let me see. Oh no, it's actually staying. But Twitter does kind of, the scrolling speeds on Twitter, they need to fix that. I'm not sure why they did it like that, because it, on the other applications, like this one seems to be a little bit more smoother, like the Google Photos. The camera on here is really cool. You get those one-time permissions right here inside of the settings. So you can activate the camera and mic on this thing, and it will show the green thing whenever you activate that. So that's something that's an Android 12 feature. Also, the one-handed mode is a Android 12 feature. They also have night sight on here, so you could use this photo for taking photos at nighttime. And I'm just trying to make this video for like the average person who might be looking to pick up a new phone, especially because of the holidays are coming up. So this device does have everything that I actually need to do on here. I get to download all my apps on here. Gaming is really nice on here. You can download games like PUBG, Call of Duty, Fortnite, everything of that nature. So especially the dual speakers, when I'm listening to audio, listening to videos, I really enjoy, you know, watching content on here, especially the small form factor. It fits really nice in the hand no matter what you're pretty much doing on here. So I'm able to, you pick this up, put it in a pocket, and not have to worry about it slipping out of my pocket, because it's actually one of the phones that is very small when it comes to the form factor on this guy. So like I said before, you're going to really appreciate the overall weight, design, and feel in the hand. It does have that matte black material on here, but I am using that Ghost Tech case with the kickstand on the back. So I'll drop a link of that video right up top right here. But obviously this device is going to be still relevant. It's still going to be really good in my opinion, especially because of the price. I mean, the Google Pixel 6 is $599. That's still $600. And for a lot of people, spending $600 is not the easiest thing to do, right? A lot of people don't have that type of cash just to throw out on a regular yearly basis, just to upgrade every year. Some people, like most people, you know what I'm saying, myself included, don't spend $600 on smartphones. So the Google Pixel 4a is still a really great option because it gives people the same specification, similar features, similar performance, same cameras performance than what we were used to seeing on most of the flagship Pixels, with the exception of the 6 and the 6 Pro with the Tensor chip that recently just released. But I can't wait to get my hands on that phone. Hopefully it comes before my birthday, which is coming up in like 7 days from now. But like I said before, like 6 days from now, my bad. But like I said, this is going to be a really solid option. The display on here is still going to be like a, you know what I mean, like it's like a LCD panel. I don't think it's OLED. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section if it's OLED, but I do believe we are still getting that. Actually, it is OLED, my bad. It has an OLED display, so it's going to be really nice, punchy colors, 443 for the PPI Gorilla Glass 3 always on display. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna have some really great performance, stereo speakers, like I mentioned. Just a lot of things that would really, you know, it would make you want to gravitate toward this device. And so there's no real downsides with it except for the Android 12 having a few minor bugs on there. So, you know, it does have the gyroscope, barometer, compass. It's got great GPS for navigation, and the assistant on here works really well and fast because Google has like optimized it for their phones. Like, it's their service. Google is known for their services that we use pretty much every day. Google Assistant, Google Maps, you know, Google Gmail, you know, the Google account just to get into your phone. We're used to using Google on a regular basis. So this is one of the phones that you can use still in this day and age and still retain some really good performance on here. So one thing I did notice is that some of the apps on Android 12 still aren't compatible. Like this guy right here won't open up, but because it's not compatible with Android 12. So just keep in mind that some apps won't actually be compatible yet with the Google Pixel 4a, but it's still a really solid device. I mean, gaming on here is absolutely crazy because the speakers are going to blow your mind away. It has a regular display at, you know, the OLED display, and 1080 pixels per inch, right? And this guy is going to be really solid as well. Like when I'm looking at the display, it has a feature where it's like extra dim. So if you're looking at it at the nighttime, it's not going to hurt your eyes when you're looking at it. And I do like that part about it because, you know, it's the 1080 by 2340 is really sharp. 19 by 5.9 aspect ratio is really sharp. Gorilla Glass 3 for protection on here. And like I said, for gaming, 6 gigabytes of RAM is actually perfect if you just want to do some gaming on your smartphone on the go. The battery life lasts pretty much all day for me. By the end of the day, I'll have at least 30% left or more. And that's something that I was really happy with when I was using this device. So the Google Pixel 4a is still for everybody, especially for like students. I would say students who are going to, maybe you're going to school and you still have that Google Lens that you could use to take notes. Also the translate feature on here got a lot better, where you can actually translate different languages, and you could use the Google Lens to translate different text that you can't read in another language. So definitely some variety that Google is bringing. They're definitely tailoring their devices toward AI and helping you, you know, not only use your phone for daily tasks, but also tasks that you would do at work, in a work environment, also in a social setting or something like that, where there would be a lot of people in a meeting and maybe you want to translate somebody's language that you're not accustomed to doing. So like I said, you know, Google has been making these devices for quite some time now, but it's really great to see that they have made a device for people in not only in the every single tier or department, but like basically this guy right here was one of the first devices that pretty much anybody could pick up, use, you know, and because of the price point, it was tailored towards people who definitely wanted to enter the ballpark of the smartphone arena, but they didn't have like you know, the budget that most people have who are buying these flagship devices. So I could definitely say that Google Pixel 4a is still a step up from other devices that you may see in the budget tier, mid-range tier. This thing will still outshine other devices that have, you know, cameras where, like my Xiaomi Poco X3 NFC, the Google Pixel will compete with that phone. It also will compete with the OnePlus N10 5G. So it's going to compete with those type of phones, especially when it comes to performance, especially when it comes to multimedia. You know, the convenience of having it in a small form factor is really nice as well. And like I said, you're going to be able to game on here. It's going to be really smooth because it's got this Snapdragon 730 5G on this guy. So 6 gigabytes of RAM coupled along with it. You know, you'll be able to game on here, no issues. Like I said, you can see the Android 10, 11, I'm sorry, Android 12. I gotta get used to saying that. But we do have live caption. We do have the thing where it automatically tells you what song is gonna be playing in the background. Even if you're not like trying to search for it, it still records that automatically, which is pretty cool. So let me see what's happening here. Wi-Fi issues. But like I said, this is gonna be a really solid phone in the gaming department, as well as the camera department. And it has a headphone jack on here, Type-C for charging. But I would say this device is still really solid, and I would definitely recommend picking it up still if you don't have the 600 to throw at it at the 6 Pro or the 6. The 6 is going to be 600, so if you don't have that 600 to throw out, then I would definitely recommend throwing out 350 to 400 on this guy, because it's still relevant. But I'm going to get right back with you. These are my thoughts on who the Google Pixel 4a is for in late 2021. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Not everyone can afford the 6, so that's why I still recommend it. And I gotta say, it's still for everyone because it will compete with some of the other popular devices out there. But make sure you leave a comment, show your support and appreciation, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.